वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल। आज हम क्लास 9 पॉलिटिकल साइंस के चैप्टर 1 के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स देखेंगे। तो चलिए बिना देरी किए वीडियो को शुरू करते हैं। क्वेश्चन, चूज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन फ्रॉम द गिवन ऑप्शन एंड कंप्लीट द स्टेटमेंट। फर्स्ट है अ सिस्टम ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट एंड सोवरेन स्टेट। इसका राइट आंसर है इंटरनेशनल सिस्टम। नेक्स्ट, द मेन रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द यूनाइटेड नेशन। इसका राइट आंसर है टू अवॉइड वॉर। नेक्स्ट, कोल्ड वार एंडेड विद दिस इवेंट। इसका राइट आंसर है डिसइंटीग्रेशन ऑफ द सोवियत रशिया। सेकेंड क्वेश्चन, स्टेट वेदर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट आर ट्रू और फॉल्स। गिव रीजन फॉर योर आंसर। फर्स्ट है द लीग ऑफ नेशन वॉज एस्टेब्लिश आफ्टर द फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वार। दिस इज अ ट्रू स्टेटमेंट। The First World War caused a tremendous loss of life and property. Second point, all the nation felt that such a war should not happen again and some measures need to be taken to achieve this end. Out of this thinking, an international organization called the League of Nations was established. Next, the world became unipolar due to Cold War. This is a false statement. At the end of the Second World War, America and Soviet become competitors. America and Soviet Union, who were allies in war, formed rival military organization. Most countries of the world joined the power bloc headed by these two superpowers. Next, the policies of Mikhail Gorbachev gave an impetus to democratization. This is a true statement. The Soviet Union adopted the policy of opening up of the economy. The state loosened up its control of the economy. The president of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, implemented the policies of perestroika, restructuring, and glasnost openness. Third question, explain the following concept. First है Cold War. The concept of Cold War is used to describe the condition where there is no actual war, but there such tension in the circumstances that they may be responsible to cause war. The struggle for power, arms, race, differences in ideologies, attitude of checkmating each other by strategies and counter strategies gave rise to the Cold War. Next, non-alignment. In the period of the Cold War, while the world was becoming bipolar, there were some countries which did not want to join the superpower rivalry. Such nations decided to stay out of the Cold War rivalry. Their policy is known as non-alignment. Non-alignment was an important movement during the Cold War. Next, interdependence. All the countries of the world are dependent on each other for one reason or the other. However big, prosperous, or developed a nation may be, it can never be self-sufficient about all its needs. Even big nations have to depend upon other big and small nations. This interdependence is an important feature of the international system, that is today's global system. Next, bipolarization. During the Cold War, most countries of the world joined either of the two superpower blocs. Such a division of the nation of the world in two groups is bipolarization. The scope of the Cold War increased. Due to this, the sphere of tension spread. Next, globalization. After the end of the Cold War, trade and economic relations between countries became more open. Capital, labor, market, and information began circulating globally. The give and take of ideas among people all over the world grew. Due to revolution in information technology, different events and development began to be known everywhere. The boundaries between nations did not remain as sacrosanct as they were before. All these processes are together called globalization. Fourth question, write brief answer. Compare the First World War and the Second World War with the help of the following points. First point है period. First World War में है 1914 to 1918. Second World War 1939 to 1945. Next point, involved nation Allied power Britain, France, America. Central power Germany, Austria, Hungary. Second World War Allied power Britain, France, America. Axis power Germany, Japan, Italy. थर्ड पॉइंट इम्पैक्ट पॉलिटिकल एंड इकोनॉमिक फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वार में है ट्रिमेंडियस इकोनॉमिक लॉस एंड राइज ऑफ डिक्टेटरशिप इन यूरोप सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वार में है ट्रिमेंडियस पॉलिटिकल एंड इकोनॉमिक लॉस एंड राइवलरी बिटवीन अमेरिकन एंड सोवियत यूनियन लीडिंग टू कोल्ड वार नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एस्टेब्लिश आफ्टर द वार फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वार में है लीग ऑफ नेशन सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वार में है यूनाइटेड नेशन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सेकेंड क्वेश्चन व्हाट आर द फैक्टर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द एंड ऑफ द कोल्ड वार आंसर है कोल्ड वार दैट हैड डोमिनेटेड इंटरनेशनल पॉलिटिक्स सिंस 1945 came to an end. There are many reasons for the end of the Cold War as given below. The Soviet Russia adopted the policy of opening up the economy. The state loosened up its control of the economy. The then President of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, implemented the policies of perestroika, restructuring, and glasnost, openness. Due to these policies, the control over the media reduced. Important change took place in political and economic spheres. That is, these spheres were restructured. This gave impetus to democracy. As the East European countries, under the influence of the Soviet Russia, adopted the capitalist and democratic path, the regimes there changed. The Soviet Russia disintegrated and several new nations were created out of it. Russia was the biggest country in the former Soviet Russia. Third question what major changes occurred in global politics after the end of the Cold War? Answer है Cold War came to an end with the disintegration of the Soviet Russia. As a result, major changes took place in world politics. For example, America remained the only superpower in the world politics. A conducive atmosphere prevailed for the growth in trade and economic relations between and among nations. Capital labor market and information circulated throughout the world. Ideas spread freely as well as all nations of the world decided to give priority to trade relations. The idea of giving aid to other nations fell behind. Instead, efforts began to be made to establish economic relations. The description of the country which was opposed to another has now changed from enemy nation to rival nation. The responsibility of the United Nations has to increase. United Nations now has to take more concrete steps to maintain global peace and security. Environmental protection, fostering of human rights, gender equality and management of nature calamities now acquired a global dimension. यहाँ हमारे चैप्टर 1 के क्वेश्चन आंसर कंप्लीट हो गए हैं. अगर आपको वीडियो हेल्पफुल लगा हो तो वीडियो को लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करें. मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में.